This feature is all about the integrated Windows authentication. In this feature, we'll be showing you how to configure an IIS website. This integrated Windows authentication is used more commonly for the automatically authenticated connections between Microsoft Internet Information Services, the Internet Explorer, and other Active Directory-aware applications. So in doing so, we must have the administrator account logged on the server computer. So let's say, for example, we already have the administrator account logged on. We click on the Start button right here, point to Programs, point to Administrative Tools, and then click on the Internet Services Manager. After a while, we have this Microsoft Management Console, and we have the Internet Information Services Console 3 rather. So here we have the computer name. We click on the small expand button right here, or double click on it, and we'll see 4 options that we can configure. So in this video, we'll be showing you how to configure the default website and the administrator website rather. So first, what we will do is click on the default website here, then right click, point to the properties and click, and now we have the default website properties window for the default website. As you can see, we have different and numerous tabs for the default website properties. What we will select is the directory security. So under the anonymous access and authentication control, this part right here, we click on the edit button. So again, we have the authentication methods window for the default website properties. For the anonymous access, we can click to select the anonymous access checkbox if you want to turn it on, and simply to turn it off, you only have to click to clear the anonymous access. So here we'll just leave it as the default selection, and then we'll choose for the account used for anonymous access. So we'll click on the edit button right here. And now, as you can see, on the anonymous user account, we have the username and the password for the user that will be using the default website. So here, we just leave it the default selection, and then we'll click to clear the allow IIS to control password. In doing so, if you want to use the Windows Logon User API for user authentication, so let's take for example that you want to use the Logon API for the Windows user authentication, we cleared the allow IIS to control password. So in this way, by turning this password control option off, this forces IIS to use normal authentication and to log on to the account locally. We can turn this option off if the users experience difficulty accessing resources such as files or Microsoft Access databases on a network computer. So with that being said, we click on the OK button here, and then we will proceed to the authenticated access. Under the authenticated access, we click to select the basic authentication checkbox to turn on the basic authentication. So when you receive this following message, you just have to click on yes. The authentication option, we have selected results in passwords being transmitted over the network without data encryption. Someone attempting to compromise the system could use the protocol analyzer to examine user passwords rather during authentication processes. For more detailed information on user authentication, you can go to the website of the Microsoft for you to clarify all about the user authentication. With that being said, we can go to the just authentication for Windows domain servers, but as you can see here, it is unselectable. So we'll proceed to the next, where we will click on to select the integrated Windows authentication checkbox to use integrated Windows authentication. This one right here, since it is already on the default selection, we'll just leave it that way. So this authentication right here, this method is formerly known as Microsoft Windows Anti-Challenge Response or Anti-LAN Manager. So in here, we click on the OK button, and then we click on the OK button again here, and then the inheritance overrides window appears. So we'll just have to click on the select all button here to select rather all the child nodes, and to apply the new authentication settings to all the files or the folders that are within the item that we have changed. So since we have selected it all already, you can click on the OK button here. So that way we have configured the default website. And again, we will be doing it for the administration website. So select the administration website, right click, and then click on properties. So same with the default website, we have the administration website properties dialog box. So here we also have numerous tabs, but all we have to click on is the directory security. So in here also, in the anonymous access and authentication control, we click on the edit button right here. The authentication methods dialog appears. So here we have the anonymous access, so we can click on the anonymous access, and then account used for anonymous access, we have to edit it, just the same with the default website. So we'll just leave the username and the password, and we have to click to clear the allow IIS to control password. After doing that, click on the OK button right here. And also here on the authenticated access, click on the basic authentication checkbox, and then you have this message right here. Just click on the yes button here. And also in the integrated Windows authentication, we just click on the default selection, and then click on the OK button right here, click on apply, and then in the inheritance overrides, click to select all by using the select all button here, and then click on OK. After doing that, click on OK, and then we have finished the authentication of the website for the IIS. That is all for the integrated Windows authentication for the Windows 2000 server.